Och, onbekend.
Alex, oh thank God you're alive. It's Jenny, the floor manager. Are you okay? Alex, you need to get it together. Look at the broadcast screen.
Wat
Just
dan?
look at it. That's all we've been putting out since you went down. You
Oh.
have to fix it, now.
Oké.
Look left, Alex, out the window. See? They're all over it, the little bastards.
Oh, lights?
Turn on the Snuggles apple by pushing the big red button and it'll deal with them for you. Excellent, Alex. We're broadcasting again. They must have built up while you were napping. Usually it only takes a tap on the button to clear one. Look, there's a lone one climbing now. Zap it off before it starts to mess up the signal again. Great.
Oké.
That seems to be the last of them. For now. Right. We're about a minute out. Get the adverts loaded up. I've got to deal with my pet idiot.
Oké. Even kijken, wat hebben we hier? Go-getters? Nee. Okay,
This has no credibility, Jenny. No professionalism. It's not a mess.
Wat de
Everything
heck
is
is
where
het?
it should be. It's
Even kijken.
ramshackle and characterful. And
Ja,
I expect
die
you to know
en
the
dan...
difference.
Ja,
Of
en dan
course,
deze.
Megan's place
Oké.
look lovely, but I can't see it, can I?
Thanks, Jenny. How's lock-in with the boyfriend going?
Decided to take his chances on the wild streets, eh? Rather than endure another romantic comedy.
Jeremy, Jenny says your hair looks
Bloender,
stupid.
klaar.
Yes, I can hear her.
She says she's not talking to you.
Yes, I know, I can hear her.
Shall I count us in?
Make it so.
Okay, 10 seconds. Break a leg, everyone.
Preferably a furry one.
Ik ga stuk.
5, 4, 3...
Good evening, I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
And I'm Megan Wolf. Our main stories tonight.
Snugglefuck? It's been almost 5 weeks since all the Mrs. Snugglehug's toys woke up simultaneously in factories worldwide and began searching for their husbands. The Mr. Snugglehugs we had so short-sightedly destroyed. And now, as this photograph suggests, they may be changing tactics.
Built to surprisingly traditional gender stereotypes, the Mrs. Snugglehugs have been arming themselves with a variety of household implements. All the more reason to make sure that cat flap is taped up good and tight.
This frightening new development means that even those previously thought to be relatively safe, like the young and fit, must take care to watch their backs and keep their ears open for the soft steps of sinister
Kan je echt nachtmerries over krijgen hoor.
Going stir crazy, with no signs of Mrs. Snugglehug's batteries running out, and the government lockdown now in its 31st day, domestic relationships across the country are taking some unexpected turns.
Dramatic reports are beginning to emerge of uncharacteristically bold behaviour in homes across the country.
Doei.
And we're not talking about the model planes that occupy so much time in the Donaldson household.
With dating options limited, many house sharers, in particular students,
Ik
are
ga
finding
stuk.
solace in co-tenants they'd previously rejected
Ga eraf.
as unfuckable, indulging in
Ik
an
ga stuk.
activity that has become known as snuggle tugging.
Oh, oeps. Ik heb niet
Going it alone.
het sensor.
Popular crustacean Johnny Hamsleeves is back in the news today as this astonishing photograph that he leaked himself shows exactly how he's been spending his lockdown.
It
Hoe
seems
dan?
that when the lockdown was announced, Johnny's long-term partner, Tiffany Lamour, was busy in the capital preparing her new show, Chocolate Clit Bombs, for its now postponed grand opening.
Ja, dit maar.
Let's hope the exhibits don't melt.
It's great to see a celebrity using their time wisely, as
Is
the government
that
suggests, by developing
scary?
a new hobby or fetish, and most importantly, by keeping your spirits up. Nice to see Johnny doing his little bit.
The shape of things to come? In their own version of a lockdown for more than 45 years now, the descendants of doctors David Wong and Ingrid Svorsborgen Horgensvoord and their unfortunate team today managed to get a personal statement to the surface using flagellized imaging equipment.
Many of the Svorsborgen Horgans brood, as they've come to be known, have certainly
Draf.
captured the public imagination, with a recent vote naming
wie,
Helvetica Svorsborgen Wongensvoord the most likely to survive a massive electric
Deze.
shock.
Helvetica Svorsborg Wongensvoord here with a little update from Dante's Taint. This year is going to be our biggest ever harvest and autumn's just 2 weeks away. Or at least that's what we think. There's no real day or night down here and all the clocks broke a long time ago. But if our calculations are right, we think that for you up there it is Wong's Day the 4012th of Jamboree, or as we
Leuk.
call it, Pissmouth Day. Or possibly Boxing Day if we're a bit out.
Die sensor heb ik gehad.
Happy Pissmouth! I hope you get all the presents you asked for left under the piss mouthpiece. I'm hoping to complete my collection of rocks. See you in September. Helvetica out.
It's
September,
hard to
like...
believe they've been down there so long now.
But everyone knows time moves differently underwater, Jeremy. That's why baths take so long.
That's right. And as anyone will tell you, the deeper the bath,
The quicker the relativistic forces of temporal causality will have a measurable effect upon the fixed dimensional parameters of your environment.
yes,
Yeah.
I've said that many times.
Dat.
Papers, please. With the lockdown becoming ever more rigorously enforced, having a passport is becoming increasingly important, Alex.
The government caused controversy today by announcing a fresh charge of passport fraud with an imaginative form of
Deze.
punishment for those found guilty of this brand new but incredibly serious crime.
In what's being called a draconian measure, the government has reinstated the ancient right of trial by custard. Just like in the old
is
days,
this?
if you float, you're executed on the spot.
Oh.
But if you sink, well, you'll go well with profiteroles, Jeremy.
And Advance speaks out. With the snuggle struggle proving a test to governments around the world, Advance HQ released a curious statement this afternoon.
In the accompanying release, they asked us to stress that they have been listening and that
Oh,
this should
waarom
be
deze?
taken as a response to how the people really feel.
We've certainly done our bit on this show to contribute to the political climate. But let's not forget, how we behave in our home lives is what really matters.
Let's hope it's not just me who filled out that questionnaire, Jeremy, or we're all in trouble.
Let's play that statement.
Ga eraf,
Good
joh.
evening. In these difficult times, it's important that we all feel united, that we're all in this together. And for a short time, we must bear significant change. To help myself come to terms
Jongen,
with
ga
these
eraf,
tough and
joh.
transitory times,
Je verpest heel
I've
mijn
written a list of things that are
productie.
just as temporary as all of this discomfort. I thought it would be helpful to share my list with all of you. Christmas with the in-laws. Your child's school play. Youth. Beauty.
Voor de kerel moet ik
That
kiezen, joh. Dat
phase
is zo
you still
saai.
don't talk about. Your New Year's resolution. Your husband's hairline. Your waistline. Your term in office. Your fleeting lifetime.
Wat lees ze op, joh?
All of human endeavour. I hope my relatable list has allowed you to find reassurance. To know that just as these things pass us by, so too will this crisis. Together we will endure, as we always have.
Sowieso.
Thank you.
Delectable stuff.
Later tonight, Jeremy will be catching up with brave roving reporter Patrick Bannon, while I check in with two friends of the programme who find themselves stranded at opposite ends of the country.
And then, in part 3, there's going to be a quiz. Presumably because there's nothing more important going on that you might like to report on if you were, say, a news programme.
And in a
Gasten.
moment, we'll both be asking Sophia Rimington how such a trusted brand can have made such a terrible manufacturing mistake.
With what it describes here as help from popular psychic scientist Delia Lywell.
Oh, I like her.
No, you don't. Why do you do that?
That's all coming up on tonight's
National Nightly News.
Da-da-da-da. Oké, dat was niet slecht. Stomme wezens, ga eraf. Nou, Jeremy ziet er niet zo blij uit vandaag. Ik moet naar die dame toe.
First tonight, how did we
Okay.
get here? Where are we going? And most importantly, who's to blame?
Joining us from her ranch in Arlingsfield, Milkirky is the CEO of Rimington's Fist, internationally respected business Svengali, Sophia Rimington.
Thank you for having me, Megan. I'm a huge fan of your work.
And from a crystal healing laboratory in what I assume is a garage in Upper Lowington,
Gasten.
inexplicably renowned psychic scientist, Dr. Delia Lywell. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Sorry, us?
Myself and the eminent
Oh.
Is
professors.
that what you call the voices in your head?
Ik ga
I
stuk.
seem to attract dead scientists. I don't really know why.
The money?
They express themselves to me through ethereal algebra and quadratic predictions. It's all very technical.
No, it isn't.
I concur. Miss Remington, the entire Snugglehugs range will surely go down as the biggest public relations disaster in history, won't it?
Well, of course, that's one world record we would never have sought to claim.
What can you say at a time like this?
There is only one thing that can be said. I'm sorry. We're sorry. From everyone here at Remington's Fist, but especially the dedicated inventors and world-beating engineers at Rimming Toys, we are deeply sorry.
Rimming
Who could have
Toys.
predicted that letting a child's toy learn how to love could have such unforeseen consequences?
Mary Shelley?
We see you, Sophia Remington. You are preening by a metal vessel, and where you venture, you will see neither land nor sky.
Is that supposed to be the future?
Only the past is concrete. I remember being a child in my grandpa's workshop when he made the first dancing hangman toy. He put it by my bed, and when I couldn't sleep, I'd wind it up and let it go, and I'd watch that happy little executioner just wiggle and wave his tiny noose and dance before my eyes. Grandpa sold thousands of them, on the quiet, obviously, and he used the money he made to found Rimming Toys, which is now just one small part of the global supermassive megacore that is Remington's Fist.
Jeremy.
Sadly, we lost
Hij kijkt alsof hij geen slaap heeft gehad, joh.
He died in a fire at the preschool tobacco factory.
Oef.
Another one of his pet projects. But we never lost his spirit of invention.
Yes, I'm not entirely certain what your grandfather's offensive toys have to do with the current predicament.
The spirit of invention, Mr. Donaldson. The passion to create, to problem solve. And that is why I'm here today. To tell you about a brand new product we're launching simultaneously around the world from midnight tonight.
We said science! Science! We hear its song on the breeze, its breath on the wind, its fart under the covers.
How does she do it?
Well, please, don't keep us in suspense any longer.
Won't be my feature she's making up next.
Remington's Fist is proud to present Snuggle Traps.
Uh-oh.
Safety and security in these dangerous times.
Wat is dat nou weer?
Each box of Snuggle Traps contains 8 devices, all guaranteed to stop a Mrs. Snugglehug in its tracks. That's enough for a small lawn or 4 window boxes. And you want to know the best thing? They're only $129.99 a box. Now that is affordable peace of mind.
We see you, Jeremy Donaldson.
Not now, honey, I'm mid-pitch. The best thing about Snuggle Traps is they're powered by next-generation Flardinium batteries. So, however long the enemy lasts,
Wat is dat nou
these
weer?
traps will outlast them.
We see you, Mr. Donaldson. You are screaming and yelling. Your friends are crying. They fear you. And then you're gone.
Oh.
Oh my god, I just got chills. Did anyone else just get chills then?
I think I did.
I think it's more concerned. I think I'd be more concerned about these traps. Quickly, before we go to the break, these appear to be attractively repackaged landmines. Aren't they dangerous, say, to children?
Oh, hell yeah. These are not toys. But they're explosive fun.
Ik ga stuk.
Sophia Remington, Dr. Delia Lywell, thank you for joining us.
When we come back, we'll be taking a look at the situation across the country tonight.
Don't go away. We'll be back after these bandages.
Was that all right?
Oh, yes, Doctor, that was exactly what we...
Uh-oh.
She seems very nice, that young Miss Remington.
I think she'd make an interesting dinner guest.
Do you think so? I think I'd rather spend the evening shoving Delia's sacred crystals up my skeptical arsehole.
Hello, mate.
Hij heeft een punt. Hé, je bent terug, Dave.
Believe this, but I've decided to come home. Listen, I'll call you back in the next break and we can talk about how I get me job back. Cheers, Alex. See you, mate.
Dan kan ik weer lekker school gaan maken. Wat mijn originele baan was. Oké, wat is die ad?
For a limited time, get your hands on the electroshock collection.
Exactly.
We gaan weer terug.
I've said it. He must know. He's not stupid. I just don't want it getting back to him that it came from us.
Jongen. Ga er van af.
No,
stomme.
Jenny. You're not backing out on me now. We're in this together.
Wat praat ze over? Is ze verliefd op Jeremy nu?
Get him. I've made the cake. You're on the balloons. I've got no idea.
Ze heeft taart gemaakt voor wie?
40? 17? Yeah, ready. Okay, coming back. 5, 4, 3. Welcome back to the National Nightly News. I'm Megan Ruth.
Gaat ervan
Now
af.
it's time to take a trip around the country to hear how the lockdown might impact
Wezens.
the nation from some friendly faces. Respected academic Katie Brightman and author of Alan James's Kites, Alan James. Thank you for joining me.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for having me, Megan.
Thanks, Megan. It really is a pleasure, Katie. I enjoyed our little heated encounter.
I wish I could say the same.
So first off, Katie, how are you coping?
I'm holding up okay. The lockdown directive was so sudden that, like many people, I haven't been able to get home.
Oh no, what happened?
I was staying at a hotel after an international policy convention, and we had a particularly heavy night out. You know what economists are like.
Notoriously hate splitting the bill.
And I overslept, and as you can imagine, I've been here ever since. But there are certainly people much worse off than me.
Exactly. My tour has been cancelled indefinitely,
gasten.
and I've had to
Wat
refund
voor tour?
every single ticket,
Was een boek.
even the cheap seats.
Oh, Alan, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, people are being quite rude about it. They don't seem to realise I've already spent it filling the beach house with beef.
The crisis claims yet another victim.
So, this is just a reminder that my book, Alan James's Reich, is now available in paperback.
Ik ga stuk.
What was that?
You're unbelievable.
So, Katie, how do you think this might affect the economy? Should we be worried?
Very, Megan. Not to sound dramatic, but this could be catastrophic. Unemployment has skyrocketed, and frankly, it will be a miracle if a lot of businesses can survive this.
There you go, scaremongering again, spreading this latest liberal hoax. That's what they want. They want us quiet. Shh. They want us compliant. And they want us inside.
A hoax? How on earth can you say that, Alan?
Well, I haven't actually seen one of these supposed toys. Have you?
Well, no, but...
Did you know 3,000 people die every year from regular toys? That's a lot of people.
Lijp.
And this is no different. You're just as likely to be hunted down by a yo-yo or a tennis racket.
He makes an excellent and persuasive point, Katie.
Don't listen to her, Katie. The press are the enemy of truth.
She's agreeing with you, Alan, you absolute shit!
Ik ga
I
stuk.
must be wrong.
Alan, are you now recanting your statement that these toys aren't dangerous?
People are saying they're just like normal toys, and that simply isn't true. Corrupt media lies.
And Katie, how do you respond to Alan's claims that Mrs. Snugglehugs might be dangerous after all?
I suppose I guess I'm agreeing with him.
Thank you, Katie. I appreciate your support. A lot of folks are saying this Mrs.
Oh, voor het
Snugglehugs
eerst.
situation will all blow over.
Wat de
It
hel heeft
won't.
Jeremy daar?
Yes, right, exactly. We need decisive action from the government. We need huge financial support to protect our workers and our businesses. We need to support the vulnerable, and we need
To repent. Exactly right, Katie. We brought it on ourselves with all our liberal indulgences like art, cake, and healthcare. We need to act now and begin sacrificing our firstborns, or at a push, a beloved family
Heeft
pet.
nou zout over een
Absolutely, Alan. If
sandwich
we can all
gezet?
successfully come together as a community and perform the ritual, hopefully we will
Hij
appease.
heeft één gekke sandwich, die Jeremy. Wat was dat?
Katie, could it be any worse?
Luckily, over the past few years under Advance, they've invested
What?
heavily into health, so the system can actually bear the strain.
Is it lucky that the Llama Lords have unleashed a horde of man-made monsters on its own people to conceal the enemy within?
Will you just stop for 5
Ik ga stuk.
The Global Alliance of Fish People are
Dat gewoon dezelfde ossel.
amassing an army to kidnap our children.
That's you. That's what you sound like.
Ik ga stuk. Ze zit ook te kijken van.
I don't sound like that.
Yes, you do.
You do, Alan. You do sound like that.
And that's why no one wants to be your friend.
I got loads of friends.
No, you haven't.
Oh.
I think you do, Alan.
Yeah, stop lying, Alan.
I'm not lying. You are.
Oh, good one.
Oh, ik wil je vriend wel zijn.
Alan James,
Alan, you know
Katie Brightman, thank you for joining me. Some real food for thought there from two of the territory's leading minds. Any moment now, I'll be heading over to Jeremy, who is going to be bringing us an
Hij eet een broodje.
up-to-the-minute report of the status of the nation.
Och,
Over
daar
to you,
hebben we hem.
Jeremy.
Thank you for what I'm sure was a reasonable debate, which really contributed to the national conversation.
Welke game gaat hij nu weer
someone who's always doing exactly that. It's Patrick
commentaar over geven?
Are you there, Patrick?
Hello, Jeremy. Yes, hello. I'm here live. Apologies for the quality of the broadcast today. Couldn't find any camera
live, zegt hij, voor Huizen. Oké.
Brave enough to come and join me, so I'm out here on my own.
Right, and can you tell us what it's like out there?
Yep, I can. It's as you can see behind me, the streets are currently completely deserted. But my question, Jeremy, is just how long? I mean, could there be danger lurking just around the
Nee, dat is een verkeerde.
career of this young, promising journalist before his full potential is even realized?
Die is allemaal aan.
Will he die, underappreciated by management, and frankly, if you ask me, very
Jeremy ziet er echt mooi uit, joh.
I don't think there's any danger of that, Patrick. What's that on your jacket there?
Oh, that's actually a sponge. What I've done here is made a snuggle-proof jacket, Jeremy. The network didn't bother sending me any PPE, so I've been forced to improvise. In fact, showing the sort of resourcefulness that would make me an ideal candidate for, I don't know, for example, an anchor position starting whenever they'd like.
From your point of view, Patrick, just how safe are our streets?
Not safe at all, Jeremy, not safe at all. I'd recommend people staying inside, following government advice and not putting themselves at any risk at all. Unless, of course, like me, it's for groundbreaking journalism reasons.
And just where are you, Patrick?
I'm in the street, on the street.
Which street?
I think I'm struggling to hear you, actually, Jeremy, there.
Which street? Which street are you on?
Oh, which street am I on? I'm just looking for a sign. There it is. I'm on Bannon Avenue.
Bannon Avenue?
Yep.
Bannon Avenue.
Yeah, no, I can hear you fine. Yep, I'm on Bannon Avenue on the sign, it says there.
Like Patrick Bannon?
Oh,
yeah,
lol.
That is like, that's strange, that's a weird sign. I don't know what's going on there.
Where are you really?
I'm on Bannon.
Geloof hem niet, Jeremy, ik geloof hem.
Bannon Avenue, I'm at home, to be honest.
Je kon het zo geloofwaardig maken, joh.
I'm in my bathroom, technically, but you know, I couldn't face it, to be honest, mate. It's, you know, it's terrible out there. I don't want to go outside. They're everywhere. I'm sorry for lying.
We don't expect any less of you, Patrick.
Can you hear that sound? What the hell's that?
I can, yes. I'm no expert, Patrick, but it sounds unmistakably like a tiny fist tapping on your door there.
Oh,
Ik ga stuk.
Oh, fuck, Jeremy, shit, no! Oh, bollocks, right.
Perhaps there's a small queue of tiny fists, each wielding a different gendered household implement, ready to bash in the heads of lying little roving reporters.
No, you're lying, aren't you? Oh, shit, fucking, listen to me, you bastards! If you're out there, just piss off, you little fucking snuggle fucks! I'm too talented to die!
Veel sensor.
What the fucking hell? Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Oh, God.
Don't worry, Patrick. I'd say you've got a few seconds before they break their way in there and finish you off.
Oh, nee.
What do you see, Patrick?
Ai, nee. Little Patrick. Little Patrick.
Thank you, Patrick, for that report, showing the nation, and more importantly, management, just where you belong. It's time for another break, but when we come back, we'll be hoping to take your mind off the world for a little while, and who knows, maybe bring you a few smiles. Join us after this. You're damn right. Yeah, I had them delivered. Yes, to Bannon Avenue.
Ik ga stuk. Oh. Wat voor een lockdown is dit, joh?
Still some outdoors, eh?
Oké, wat is de reclame? Oh,
I'm not.
we gaan weer terug.
I'm not going
Lijp, ze komen op het scherm nu.
I don't.
What the fuck heeft hij nou weer aan?
A child. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not.
Wat ik nou met Megan?
Oh, 5, 4, 3. Welcome back to the National Nightly. Well, welcome back anyway. We know isolation isn't easy, so finally tonight we have something a bit different for you. Even though some people felt it's not our job to entertain the public with absolute nonsense, other, more important people overruled those people. So it's time to find out who will National Nightly win and who will National Nightly lose.
Ik ga stuk.
It's one thing to do this to me, it's not to do fucking pump.
Oh.
So, how do we play? Well, joining me as a man who knows all about playing, it's Tommy Harris. Hello, Tommy.
All right, Johnny. It's good to see ya.
And how are you finding the lockdown, Tommy?
What do you mean lockdown?
The enforced isolation of everyone in the country.
Ah, yeah. I think I heard about that, actually, yeah.
You're in bed, Tommy?
Yeah, you called during nap time, so...
Of course, that's my fault. So, why don't you tell us how the game is played?
Well, it's pretty simple, Jeremy, you sausage. I'm going to ask contestants from around the territory 3 questions about what else, yours truly. And those people are going to get a chance to win a very special prize.
And what are they playing for, Tommy?
Drum roll, please. Jeremy.
Oh.
Thank you. This.
Is that?
Wat is dat?
What is that?
It's my athletic support, Jeremy.
Oh.
But I've signed it, so...
Oh, well then, what a fantastic prize.
Have we got anybody waiting to win this once-in-a-lifetime prize, Jimmy?
I believe we have Angie on the line. How do you feel about winning this man's old pants, Angie?
I've never been so excited, Jeremy.
Lijp.
And can I just say, I love you. Both of you.
Ik ga stuk.
Well, you've said it now, haven't you?
Oh, Angie, I love you. In a way. Tell us about yourself, Angie.
Well, what can I say? My
Vertel
name
iets.
is Angie. Always has been. I'm a human woman, and my dental hygiene has been described as acceptable.
Brilliant! Right, well, shall we get this
Dus
shambles
menselijk,
underway?
daar gaat het om.
Absolutely, John. Can I get 30 seconds on the clock, please?
We haven't got a clock.
Yeah, I did ask for a clock. So,
Well, why don't you start, and I'll stop you when it inevitably becomes unbearable to watch.
I love
Dat is
it.
nog 2 seconden al, joh.
Here we go. Time starts now. Question 1. When is my birthday?
The 13th of August at 7:19 a.m.
That
Dat
is
is goed.
absolutely correct. Question 2. What? I said, what is my favourite colour?
Crushed praline 4.
Correct, the colour of my nipples. And finally, Angie dear, what is my star sign?
That's a trick question. You were born outside of the human understanding of the cosmos.
Unbelievable. That is
Ik ga
correct.
stuk.
Stop the clock.
Is dit geen man?
That really was tough to watch.
Hij is
How
geen
did
mens.
you do, Tommy?
Well, Angie, my love, you got every single question right.
Gefeliciteerd.
You lose and win absolutely nothing. Thanks for playing, Angie. Bye.
Oh.
Do we have another contestant on the line at Jelly Bean?
We do indeed. We should have
We
Sonia
kunnen op zijn minst iets
Artledge.
geven als winnaar.
Are you there, Sonia?
Of course I am, Jamie, darling.
Thank you for being here, Sonia.
Oh, there you are, Tommy. Mwah.
Let me guess, you work in theatre, don't you?
Is it that obvious? What gave it away?
Nou.
Was it the glamour or poise?
De
It
Porsche.
certainly wasn't your inherent sense of humility.
Ik ga stuk.
Tell us about yourself, Sonia.
Oh, well, if you must play this game. I am a theatrical agent. I represent the likes of Rudy Beefman, Samuel Coffee Cup, and Jodie Carpetburn, amongst others.
Oh, die snuggle.
And how's the lockdown affected you, Sonia?
Snuggle balls,
They may have closed the theatres, shut the studios, and boarded the cinemas, but they won't get me that easily.
How are you managing without any work?
Due to a savvy clause in all of my artist contracts, I am able to claim my 15% from their unemployment benefit.
Wow, that certainly is sharp.
Standard stuff, standard stuff.
And can I ask, where are you speaking to us from?
Well, I work from home, you know, to keep costs down.
And who's this?
Oh, well, you know, when they gave the order, I was actually mid-meeting with a client, so we've been isolated together.
No
Ik ga stuk.
fucking way!
What the fucking fuck?
Is that Tommy Harris? I'm a huge fan. Can I just tell you how bloody brilliant you are?
Actually, Jeff, we're about to play a game, aren't we, Tommy?
We got time.
Well, if it's not too bold, I think I am in love with you, Mr. Harris.
It's not too bold. That's all right. Don't
Dit is
worry.
een...
Hey, I'd love to show you some
Is
of my
verliefd op hem.
stuff. I've been working on some new shit.
Well, at least you're already aware.
During lockdown, we've been workshopping some of Jeff's ideas for much younger children, haven't we?
People still let you near their children, do they?
That's right. Yeah. I've been developing some shows for younger children.
Well, we'd love to see it, wouldn't we, Gerbil?
Absolutely dying to.
Right, so, what do kids love?
Timely child support payments from their absent fathers.
Shallow and overproduced musical numbers?
That's right. Animals! So, I'm trying to address the things that kids need to know, but through a medium that they'll understand. Do you understand?
I think so, yes.
Jeff's one of my best clients, aren't you?
I am, yeah. So, the first one we've been working on is called
Snuggle,
The
motherfuckers.
King of the Jungle's Mortgage Repayments. It's about a lion who's having problems with his interest rates.
Ik ga stuk.
I see. Does he have a broker?
He does, yes. He's a porcupine. How did you know that?
Well, your work is universal, darling. It
Hoe weet je
speaks
dat,
to people.
Jeremy?
I'm going to say something to you, mate. I think you're onto something here.
Oh, the bear,
Yes, right. This one is much better. So, this one tells the tale of Mr. Bear. Now, Mr. Bear is a very sad bear, because all of the other bears don't think that he'll amount to much, and they tell him that his plays are lazy and derivative.
I think you're onto something there.
Now, Mr. Bear is a tragic figure. Picture this. He's at his lowest ebb. The trees are closing in. He can't even face his salmon, can he?
No.
But then he meets someone that will change his life forever.
This
Winnie the Pooh.
is fucking gripping.
That's right. He meets a wise old octopus who takes him under his wing and says, "No, Mr. Bear,
Octopus.
don't be sad. You're not like all the other bears. You have this ambition and these dreams."
Such fucking dreams.
I think I love you, Jeff.
And what you need to do, Mr. Bear, says the octopus, probably doing an 8-armed gesture or something.
What you need to do to find happiness in this crazy old forest is you need to set yourself more realistic goals. It's called Mr. Bear Lowers His Expectations.
Wow. You really have taken yourself to new depths. And what do you want children to take away from this?
Oh,
Zou dat als spel spelen of niet?
What?
I said a more realistic worldview.
Are you all right, Jamboree?
It's Jeffrey. My name is Jeffrey Donington.
No, stop. How does it end? We need to know how it ends.
Ik ga stuk.
Well, all the animals learn a thing or two about inevitable mediocrity.
Yeah, and Mr. Bear settles down near to his parents' cave, stops trying to make his band happen, and he goes into bear telemarketing.
Becomes a bear
Like?
maths teacher.
Oh, and we end Ho, ho, ho! We end on a big musical number. Oh, there's dancing.
High School Musical,
It's
de
very
beer,
repetitive,
etc.
so it's catchy but not too challenging. Well, if you like, I could go and get my boombox.
Yeah, do you know, I might be able to... Hang on, can we get Angie back?
Why not? The more the merrier, as they say at orgies.
Wat gaat... Wat?
Right, I'll just fill then, shall I?
Wat gaat hier gebeuren?
Coming up in a moment, it's the world premiere that nobody saw coming.
Lights!
Or wanted. At all.
Right.
I can only
Wat was
apologise
dat?
in advance for what we're all about to
Waar kwam die confetti vandaan?
endure.
You turn this shitting thing... Well, there's all sorts of creatures down on Dangly Doodle Farm. Like wise old Mr. Octopus with way too many arms. The pig and Mr. Cow, they're always in good mood.
Ik heb echt heel veel medelijden met Jeremy. Ja, zou ik gewoon even naar de wc gaan, joh.
Be sliced up into food. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's where your hopes go to turn into despair. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's where your dreams go to die. Mr. Raccoon wants to go to the moon.
Wat gebeurt er,
He'll
joh?
end up as a bus driver soon. Mr. Porcupine thinks he'll read the news at 9. He'll end up as a janitor who stinks of turpentine. Mr. Tiny Mouse thought he'd own a massive house, ended up in a bedsit where he can't control the louse. Mr. Horse thought he'd go into professional sports, now he's an alcoholic and he's on his third divorce.
Derde al, like.
What's that over there? That's the place your life becomes an endless questionnaire. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's where your hopes go to die. Lower expectations. Maybe you could get a job in telecommunications.
Hoe kent Angie deze rehearsal?
Never reach the League of Nations. The best you'll get is middle rank in trading operations. So lower your expectations. You'll never win an Oscar, so there's no congratulations. The future that is coming will not meet specifications, and no amount of visualizations will save you from your own deterioration. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's the drunk who thought he'd be a multi-millionaire. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's where self-esteem goes to die. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's the disappointment that is waiting everywhere. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's where your schemes go to die. That's where your dreams go to die. That's where dreams go to die.
Okay, Megan neemt over.
Unexpected. Thanks to all our guests. And before we leave you tonight, I think there's just enough time for me to read a viewer's poem.
Poem,
so this
okay.
one is called My Parent Hates Their Children, and it was sent in by Susie Winston. Thank you, Susie. My parent hates their children. My life's a fucking farce. I wish that Chris would come and kick my parent in the arse. My parent is a tyrant, treats my brother like a fool. They think if they let Chaz go out, he'll end up skipping school. My parent is a hypocrite who makes our lives a bore. But when our Chris was running off, my parent broke the law. But my parent isn't mortified and hasn't shown regret. And that fucking double standard makes me want a cigarette. My house is like a prison, so I schemed a great escape. To travel round the continent, my plans were taking shape. And I costed it all so carefully. I made a thorough list and didn't ask till Christmas time when everyone was pissed. But although I asked quite nicely, it was thrown back in my face, 'cause my parent hates their children and I hate this fucking place.
My parent hates their children, and if I may be blunt, the feeling is reciprocal. My parent is a cunt.
Ik ga stuk.
Powerful stuff. And just a reminder that that's a poem by Susie Winston. So it's probably about you, Alex, eh? Well, that's all we have time for tonight.
Wat voor burn is dit, Megan?
Have a wasteful night.
Oh, reclame.
That was good,
Reclame.
that. Yeah, Jenny, that was a belter. Oh, I need a snout and a drink, and then I'm going into my scratcher. I'm clamming. Hey, do you reckon our Alex is going messy in there? That was a proper bad shock, that. Hey, Alex.
Oh, nee. Wow. We zijn overal, die snuggles. Nee. We zijn nu dood. Triple A+. Dat is hoe ik het graag zie. Oké, verder. De afleveringen worden gekker en gekker, het nieuws, joh. Nog om 32. Oh, die moet aan.
What for? Facial
Die dan aan.
sabotage?
Jenny, problem? I want her fired today, now.
Wie?
Don't worry, Kath, it'll be all right.
No, it won't be all right, Kath. Pack up your weapons
Oh.
of optical destruction and get out.
You realise you're beginning to sound...
Megan, rustig aan.
Kath.
Stay where you are, Kath. Jenny?
This is not Jenny's decision, Jeremy, or yours.
It'll be all right. I'll talk to both of them.
Oh, good. You can tell him I'll return his wife's casserole dish at our dinner next week.
Oeh. Hij niet lekker daar.
I'm sorry, Kath, you're gonna have to leave.
Ai, nee.
Letting it go to your head.
She nearly blinded
10
me.
seconds,
I thought we were
everybody.
all part of a team these days.
Things are better, Jeremy, you know that.
Vertel haar, Jeremy.
Stop being so
Sorry, in
high and mighty
5,
and do your job.
4,
You'll have me fired too.
3.
Don't tempt me. Good evening.
Oh,
I'm
wacht,
Megan
moet
Moore.
het?
And I'm Jeremy Dawson. Our main headlines tonight.
The establishment strikes back.
En dan
The World
deze.
Council has agreed today to impose punitive
En dan
sanctions on
deze.
the people of this country.
The sanctions,
Oh.
which are broad-ranging, include restrictions on the supply of oil and gas, food, clothing, and even some medicines. But how should we react? We asked the public.
Blij.
So how do you feel about the sanctions?
I actually think that with advance in charge we'll be fine. Of course the rest of the world will want us to fail or it will be their billionaires next. But I trust Julia and Peter.
Thanks, Patrick.
Even kijken. Hebben we nu alle reclames? Nee.
Popular Prime Minister Julia Salisbury has released a reassuringly brave statement in response to the World
Oh, we
Council's
hebben maar twee. Oké, we hebben maar twee reclames nodig. Oké. Prima.
This international declaration is nothing short of outrageous. We are a democratically elected government with massive popular support. We do not recognise these sanctions, and we encourage other socially progressive nations of the world to both resist and ignore them. Advance have struck fear into the heart of the international community by showing that it is possible to have radical change for the betterment of the many. And whilst I wish we could improve other countries as much as we have our own, we do not rely on the help of others to thrive. This country is entirely self-sufficient. We are a team, now more than ever.
Het Dreamteam.
And this team is on your side. Thank you.
Wat zei zij?
Defiant stuff. But what do you, the public, think of our government's stance? Robin Short found out.
Dat hebben we morgen gedaan.
Robin Short, National Nightly News. I was wondering if I could get your thoughts on the current government.
I'm not really very interested in politics, really. As Mother always said, leave politics to the politicians, Malcolm.
Mee eens.
A Flard Day's Night. Following the release of the Flard Master 5000, production of Flards are at an all-time high, requiring the new manufacturing facility in Grizzleford to move to 24-hour-a-day production.
With people finding more and more uses for the ever-versatile Flard, the team at Remington Cyst certainly have their hands full keeping up with demand.
So, is there anything better than a handful of Flards? We asked Patrick to find out. Patrick?
Do you have an opinion of flards at all?
Oh my god, I love flards. Doesn't everyone? Do you even remember when we didn't have flards and we had to rely on words? Oh, I'd never go back.
A momentary lapse of reason? Commuters across the capital found themselves somewhat bemused by the latest stunt by controversial protest group Disrupt.
In a baffling start to the day, commuters found performers outside every major station, all dressed and posed identically. Whether we're supposed to be amused or intimidated is anybody's guess, Jeremy, but most commuters didn't even stop to notice.
Well, as long as it's not some grand contemporary dance, it's probably harmless.
Oké, middelmatig dan.
But how do we all feel about Disrupt and their eclectic tactics? Robin found out.
Do you have any feelings about Disrupt?
It's all a bit noisy for me, really. As Mother always said, leave the rebelling to the rebels, Malcolm.
Dat is een wijze moeder.
Resourceful doctors David Wong and Ingrid Sforsborg and Horgensford today announced their first successful harvest in Dante's taint. Although they can currently only grow a few fungal strains, the scientists seem to be staying positive, as the following picture shows.
The undauntable scientists chose to try and survive in the cave system while the complex rescue operation.
Oké, hier gaan we niet blij op klikken.
Let's hope they like Stroganoff.
But with Advance planning to spend an eye-watering amount of public money on the rescue craft, we asked Patrick Bannon to find out what we should all be thinking about the accelerating costs.
This rescue is going to be expensive. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I don't want to sound cruel, mate, but fuck 'em.
Oh.
I mean, if they found some rare rocks down there, would I have got a share of the profits? Nah, of course not. So why am I expected to pay now it's all gone tits up? Are you going to pay?
Gelijk heb je.
Oh, yeah.
How much do you want? I think
dit is geen sensor?
I am not a member. Applications finally opened today for the new Advanced Team membership cards, a scheme by the government to allow fast access to all the new public services being introduced daily.
The team membership cards are entirely voluntary, but will be recognised as legal identification by all major organisations, including the police, banks and, vitally, pubs and bars.
And of course, there's no charge, Jeremy.
It all seems too good to be true.
Well, you've always been a cynic. But most importantly, what should you, the public, think about the new team membership cards?
Team membership cards? Oh, yeah, fantastic. I'm applying today. I mean, why wouldn't you? What are these protesters doing that they don't want us to know who their names are? Besides, have you seen the savings you can get? I'm getting one for the little one as well.
Oh.
How adorable. Yeah, gonna be a proper little team member, aren't you? Yes, he smiled. He smiled.
And finally tonight, back of the net, popular sports personality Johnny Hamsleeves and his fiancée Tiffany Lamour were spotted out today doing a little shopping for what many are already calling the greatest wedding ever.
We can only assume that Tiffany's latest show, My Teenage Secretions, has sold better than expected, as by the looks of things, the whole affair is about to become more expensive than Little C's shoe collection.
I don't know who that is.
But what should your opinion be of this extravagant display of wealth?
Disgusting.
Precies.
Wise words there.
Later tonight, in a bit of a switcheroo, it'll be Jeremy in the culture chair, spitting rhymes with popular rapper J-ZUSS. And then we'll both be chatting with a team of thespians set to take the nation by storm again.
That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
Dit wordt weer een show. Hier niks, hier niks. Oké. Het is juni, oké. Oké, Jeremy, Megan, sta klaar.
First tonight, thankfully, some news as we return to our main story.
The World Council today agreed that punitive and potentially illegal sanctions should be imposed sanctions which come into effect immediately aim to stop the flow of food, fuel and even some medicines from reaching your pockets.
Tonight we have guests from across the continent to discuss this unprecedented situation.
Wie zijn deze gasten, joh?
Peter Clement is at his home in Lanfordshire. Are you there, Peter?
Yes, I can hear you, Jeremy. Thank you for having me.
A momentous day, Prime Minister. Are you shaken?
Oh, I don't scare that easy, I'm afraid, old son. And neither do the people of this country.
Well, joining us is Ivan Vodovich, Foreign Minister of Urkistan. Ivan, thank you for being here.
It's a great pleasure. You, Megan Wolf, are like strongest guard at Labour camp who wake up inside body of crazy, expensive prostitute. In my country, You may be worshipped as a god.
Okay. Minister, as one of those arguing most strongly for these sanctions, how do you feel about Advance's defiant stance?
Advance is like man who think he have big career in movies land, when actually he in dirty sanitarium, screaming at mirror and holding tiny penis in hand.
Ik ga stuk.
Clearly not from
Hoezo moet ik dit niet censoren?
We have like some of the cleanest mental health facilities in the continent, yeah?
And welcome to Svenland's Minister of Mojo, Björk. I'm sorry, we don't appear to have your surname.
It's just Björk, yeah. We don't use things like socially divisive surnames here, yeah?
Minister?
It's just Björk, yeah.
Right, Björk. Your country spoke in favour of Advance at the World Council today, but you were noticeably absent when it came to the actual vote.
Well, what a surprise. The hippies didn't show up for the fight.
Actually, that's quite racist, because if you must know, we were going to go to the whole, like, vote thing, yeah? But it's actually the Festival of Feuerland here at the moment, where we honor the old generations. So, like, we all had to work our grandparents clean, yeah, whilst the vote was happening, and that's, like, a really, really time-consuming process, actually.
Ik geloof je.
You're like a sissy man. You have this expression, sissy man. It's like man with tiny penis who like to wash more than once a week.
Actually, that's quite homophobic, yeah,
Oh,
because...
stop winding him up, Ivan. We're not back at the Grange now. Sorry, Jeremy. Ivan and I used to play golf back in my media days.
Yeah, he always wins.
Nothing gives him greater pleasure than
Hij ziet er niet blij
people's
uit.
gears. The more publicly, the better.
Peter, you're like man with tiny penis who think he have tiny penis, but actually he discovered that. Oh, could it be? No, it's tiny penis.
Ivan's just worried that when the rest of the world sees how well we're doing, they'll notice
Hij wordt hier gewoon gebeurd op nationale tv.
Because that's what these sanctions are, Megan. They're the last pathetic gasp of an establishment in collapse. Wolves at the gates, Ivan, old mate.
Good. It can join others on my wall.
Actually, in Svenland, we have, like, serious animal welfare legislation. And, like, my friend Helga, she got arrested, yeah, for killing a butterfly that was hovering over her vuurthing. I mean...
Is gedood daarvoor?
Jam sandwich.
I used to know a girl called Jan Sandwich. She was a right cracker, too. I wonder what became of her.
We seem to be wandering a little from the news here.
That's human interest, Jeremy. The real people behind the headlines and all that. So if you're watching, Jan, give us a call.
Really?
Yeah. Let's see if we can't organise a reunion.
Christ, I'm not sure about that. I'll have to run it past Mrs. Clement first, eh?
Peter, you're like man trying to empty ashes of mistresses into oncoming vent. Soon you have tiny penis and beard full of secrets.
Wat heeft hij met
In Svenland,
een kleine
we
penis,
don't
joh?
really go in for all that restricted monogamy stuff.
Het was mezelf gedaan, joh.
Okay, well, it seems that we are running out of time.
Yes, so before we go to the break, briefly, if you would, gentlemen, with the people of this country facing shortages and power outages...
Possible shortages and power outages.
Yes, of course. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Possible shortages and power outages. Can you summarise your thoughts for us, Minister Björk?
Well, from here, yeah, you all look a bit stupid really arguing about outdated divisive concepts like money. In Svenland, we replaced currency with a system of bodily fluids back in the 1970s, and that's like really hard to sanction, actually.
Thank you, Minister Votovich.
Your country is like man who think he invented perfect trap for giant Newton hairy bear. When really he just standing in field
Holding his tiny penis, yes. Thank you, Minister. And finally, Prime Minister Clement.
Let me talk to your viewers here, Jeremy.
Heeft hij ook nog zijn eigen boek daar rechts achterin?
Don't be afraid. Don't even lose a wink of sleep. We knew the rest of the world would react this way. And we're ready. As my old man used to say, you can't make a shite pie without blocking a few...
Oh, dat moet ik wel censoren.
Thank you, Prime Minister.
Reassuring words there.
We'll be back.
Oké.
After these messages.
Tijd voor de reclame.
1 minute back.
Hey, Peter, I over your way this weekend. You fancy a quick 9?
Yeah, sure, front or back.
That's what I hope you're asking Megan Wolf for me.
She's out of your league, mate.
Horen zij dit?
Correction.
Well, you have to be more careful.
But you have tiny
It's all part of
penis.
his long-term plan to get fired live on the news at 6.
Moet ik hier nog een reclame zetten? Nee, toch?
Someone warn him it's going a little too
Nee.
well.
Organic blend of ingredients that penetrate deep into your heart, breaking down citrulline and glycogen that have lips
Censorship should show up in blue.
En blauw, oké.
Same as regular censoring. Keep an eye out for the advanced blue waveform.
Oké.
Acid gastrique.
The intensive formula acts fast, repairing damage and strengthening
we gaan weer terug.
Shall I just like curtsy?
Hang on. Have they given you the Crown Prince report?
What?
Megan?
This is Jeremy, and he'll be interviewing you.
Lijp.
Yo, thanks for having me on your show, man.
Hey, J-ZUSS. J-ZUSS.
Live in 10
Lijp.
seconds.
He put that get up on himself. I'm just saying.
Wat wil zij nou weer?
In 5, 4, 3.
Jeremy, neem het over. Oh,
Welcome
Megan dan.
back. I'm Megan Wolf. Later, we have an exclusive first look at a theatrical sensation everyone's going to be talking about. But first, it's time to go over to the culture spot with lovely old Jeremy Donaldson, who's joined by a very special guest. Jeremy.
Thanks, Megan. I have the honour and privilege of being joined by hip-hop royalty. He's been called the son of the streets and the father of truth. Not sure how that works, but whatever. Let's welcome J-ZUSS.
J-ZUSS.
Thanks, Jeremy. Yeah, it's a real honor to be here on your show, The News. You know, as a kid on the streets, I used to watch you through a window of the shop, so to be here right now is crazy.
You've had quite the journey to be here today. Can you tell us about it?
Well, you know, I try not to, well, you know, the past is the past, and I don't like to dwell on it.
I understand. You
But yeah, man, the streets is all I remember. Like, my mother donated me to a charity shop soon after I was born. Elderly lady took pity on me. You know, she let me sleep on a pile of crime fiction until I taught myself how to walk.
Wow, that's quite the childhood.
And she died tragically. Right there in my arms, man.
Oh, damn.
You know, I remember a tear falling as she laid there next to the used homeware.
Van jou of van haar?
I became a child of the streets. I was just 18 months old.
What a tale. What a tale. You're known for your direct and honest lyrics. Was your style informed by your troubled past?
Oh, like I said, I try not to talk about it. It's just too hard. But my first album is about the story of the first 4 times I stole, so I wouldn't starve. A small group of infants came to see me as their de facto leader. They call me Mr. Cheese Slice. Anyway, we were like a family.
So it would seem. Recently, you've been quite outspoken about the government.
Yeah, fuck the government. Fuck Advance. Fuck Peter Clement.
What is it that you object to so vehemently?
Well, you know, they stole from us. They're taking our money and spending it, man.
Redistributing it. Actually, homelessness has been all but eliminated in the last couple of months.
So?
Surely that's a cause close to your heart?
Yeah. Nah, of course, man. Very much so. I just mean, like why do I have to pay for it, you know?
You don't. People have been rehoused on property seized from the historically wealthy. And that couldn't have been you, could it?
Look, yeah. I worked hard to be here. I built this from nothing. And I
Zeg het
deserve to be
hem,
rewarded for that.
J-ZUSS.
Would you say you worked harder than, say, a farmer or a care worker?
I don't know. But if people are taking something from my music, choose to value it, buy it, who's to say I don't? And no one can take that away from me.
Not even to help, say, vulnerable children? Mr. Cheese Slice.
What is it you're trying to say?
I just don't understand where you've placed yourself politically. I mean, is it ideological or is it tactical?
Well, it's more of a
Or maybe it's hereditary.
Stop trying to tie me in knots with your words, Jeremy.
Oh, Howard Bose. Howard Bose.
And the people agree with me.
Well, that remains to be seen. But you have given me a very easy segue out of a conversation that I promise you was much more painful for me than it was for you. So here he is with his hit song, Mrs. Ludlow's Tears.
Oh, no. I'm going to do something a little different. It's a new single I've been working on.
Oh, so this is unapproved, is it?
Yeah. You love it.
Excellent. Don't worry, we've got a state-of-the-art censorship system. What's the worst that could happen? So here he is with a new song. Aren't we lucky? It's J-ZUSS.
First.
Wat wordt dit nou weer?
You're gonna pay back.
Well, we're all different races from many different places. At any given moment, only one could be the greatest. So you can feel elation from your participation. Still two leaders in this motherfucking nation. Now we're getting sanctioned, talking about expansion. Why does Julie S require a massive fucking mansion? So fuck all your schemes. I don't need your freaky team, and I don't need your help to achieve my fucking dreams. So don't make a fuss when you find you're one of us. Yeah, every single one of you's a bit J-ZUSS. And you can call me crazy, cause no one ever pays me. But I won't waste a lifetime being motherfucking lazy. I may be inventive, my taste may be expensive, but why would I get out of bed with no fucking incentive? Although it's contravention of your obvious intention, I like to eat a little of the fruits in my invention. You make us the same, but we're not all the same. All our dreams, all our schemes, all our means are not the same. The best of the praise, of the crest of the wave. Cause we're only equal people when we're motherfucking slaves. Take his fact, gonna stain it red. Gonna slam it into Peter Clemens' motherfucking head. Cause he's fit as shit, he's got a job he's unfit for. Time to storm the castle with a motherfucking pitchfork. So this is for the snub ones, the pushed and the shoved ones, the folks that feel the burden of their motherfucking loved ones. Ones who had plenty like a motherfucking Bentley. The ones who now finding out their bank accounts are empty. The ones of aspiration who had to flee a nation. The ones who built a business out of dreams of perspiration. There's all sorts of people, the good and the evil. It only takes a glance to see we're not all equal. You make us the same, but we're not all the same. All our dreams, all our schemes, all our means are not the same. And the best of the praise, of the crest of the waves. Cause we're only equal people when we're motherfucking slaves. Gonna take this fact, gonna stain it red. Gonna slam it into Peter Clemens' motherfucking head. Cause he's thick as shit, he's got a job he's unfit for. Time to storm the castle with a motherfucking pitchfork. Get out of your seats, get your asses in the streets. Set a fire in the building, let him feel some fucking heat. Say you hate to go getters, the squilling bit letters, and burn them on the powers of advances fucking letters. Gonna take his facts, gonna stain it red, gonna slam it into Peter Clemens' motherfucking head. Cause he's thick as shit, he's got a job he's unfit for. Time to storm the castle with a motherfucking pitchfork. Chase that dream, you don't need a fucking team. And advances, little dances aren't as harmless as it seems. Cause they're stale and corrupt, then you're angry.
Dus nu staan ze dan tekst dat je gaat horen. Oké, dat was lastig.
J-ZUSS there with his new song. Thank you so much for joining us in the studio. I'm sorry. I may not agree with you, but I'd just like to offer you an apology. I've just been told that there was some kind of issue upstairs, and an attempt was made to censor some of your lyrics.
What? Are you joking?
I'd just like to say to you and everyone at home that this was a mistake.
This is absolutely ridiculous. I cannot believe this.
Here at the National Nightly News, we pride ourselves on remaining neutral, unbiased, and independent of any outside interference. You have my word. We will never censor ideas. Back to you, Megan.
Well, a bit of dangerous language there. Sorry about that. Well, thank you to little Jeremy Donaldson for providing our culture spot.
Kleine.
Coming up, we'll be speaking to a couple of familiar faces about their upcoming dramatic outing. Don't go away. We'll be right back after this.
Reclame.
That's the ads.
Jenny, this is fucking outrageous.
Fixing that on VCR.
No, this is ridiculous. Who do I compare to?
Last ad break.
Echt voel dan mijn bagen verliezen, joh.
Sure, now if you come with me, I really do have to ask you to leave it.
My father's going to hear about this.
I understand. This is unbelievable, Megan.
I don't know what you're talking about, Jeremy.
Ja, ik ga mijn baan verliezen nou.
Hyperbolic.
Correct. It's a leap year. Catch the egg. Name that fish. Kick the bucket. Wait, is that? Yes, it's the poise noise.
Een voice noise.
Look at him.
If we could just get you in position.
Oh, say no more. Say no more.
Megan, Jeremy, you remember Mr. Algebra?
Vividly.
And Mr. Harris, and this is Ms. Raiden.
What?
Philippa, please.
Dit was toch de acteur?
Perhaps a lower order demon.
Yes, it is awfully exciting, isn't it?
Right, okay then. We're going live in 10 seconds, opening on camera 1.
Wat gebeurde bij die reclame nou weer?
5,
Sport,
4,
oké, lijp.
3.
Welcome back, and no, you're not mistaken. Sitting across from us are some very familiar faces.
You really are too kind, Megan. It was only a yogurt commercial, but I'm still proud of it.
Here to talk about his new show, we're joined by national treasure Tommy Harris, the National Theatre's Philippa Raiden, and National Deficit Jeff Algebra.
It's so lovely to have you all. Tommy, would you like to tell us about the show?
You know what? I'd bloody love to. It's about me. It's about my life.
And where did the idea come from?
So, right, picture this. Their legs akimbo, mid-session, sweat is pouring out of me like an immense hog. And then Cindy comes in, she says, Pete's on the phone.
Waarom is Megan zo blij?
Peter Clement, the Prime Minister.
Yeah, Pete's actually a really good mate of mine.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah, no, he comes to training sometimes. He's actually a pretty good goal sweeper. Anyway, so, Pete, he says, Toby, he thinks my name's Toby, see? He says, how would you like to spread your message of team spirit and cooperation across this fractured nation? How would you like to really make a difference in these desperate times?
What did you say?
Yeah, right, yeah.
So, Jeff, the question on everyone's lips is, what in God's name are you doing here?
Well, after the success of my debut work and all the people that I
hij is niet die acteur.
I knew that I had a career in theatre. Yeah? I've always been an admirer of Tommy from afar. So when my manager phoned and said that I'd been offered the gig as director, I was ecstatic. I whipped my trousers off and got straight to work.
Why did you do that?
I do all my best work with my trousers off.
Yeah, I've been told that too.
No, I wouldn't say so.
Right, Tommy, sorry, would you just give us a sense of what the show is actually about?
It's about how hard it's been for me and some of the struggles that I've faced. It's like really getting to the heart of how tough it is to be me. I call it Tommy Harris, Jesus, that was hard.
Catchy. We actually have some clips of the process of the show. Would you mind telling us what's going on here?
Yeah, so the show is built around two things that are very important to me. It mixes scenes from my life as well as epic fantasy retellings of scenes from my life.
But Dad,
oh.
you promised you'd come to my graduation.
I'm sorry, son. You're an embarrassment.
But Dad, you promised you'd come to my graduation.
Waarom is zijn vader een vrouw?
Back, demon! Back to the hells!
Wat?
Wow.
Hij heeft twee vaders.
Philippa, what's it been like co-starring with Tommy Harris?
I've always dreamed of treading the boards at medium scale.
Waarom heeft hij een maagste vader?
Megan. And for once, this show really gives me something to sink my teeth into.
What's different about this show then?
Tommy, Mr. Harris's show really lets me show my tremendous range as an actor. I've always suffered from typecasting, forced to play the same tired characters in every god-awful yogurt advert or god-forsaken soap opera or, God forbid,
Ja, Jeremy, ik zie het.
But, you know, this
Hou
show
even
has
vol.
really
2 minuutjes nog.
Just go there.
Jeff, the viewers at home will be dying to know exactly what is it that you bring to the show?
Good question. I think these guys would agree with me when I say that it's my steady hand on the tiller, my arm round the shoulder approach that's really brought the production from strength to strength.
Absolutely right. Jeff's contributions are immeasurable. He was our rock.
Can you give us a sneak peek of anything else that might be in the show?
Yeah, all sorts, yeah.
We've got lots of exclusive first-hand experiences of Tommy's time in the underground sports board scene.
And some epic
Laat maar
fantasy
zien.
retellings of Tommy's time in the underground sports board scene.
You'll never take the sacred pass!
And am I right in saying this was officially commissioned by the government?
Kijk ik daar, joh.
Yeah, all paid for by the taxpayer, which, you know, to be
Ah,
honest,
dus ik had daarvoor
a
betaald.
lifesaver, really.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that without Advance's support, we'd have had to cut the finale.
Which frankly would have been a travesty.
Ik had dat niet erg gevonden.
Oh, God, Jesus Christ!
Goodness, and you do this every night.
Absolutely. It's a metaphor.
For what?
Death.
And the public are footing the bill, are they?
Too bloody right they are. Between the cost of my tour bus and the dry cleaning of my ties, I'm barely scraping a profit.
Tourbus?
Amazing. And where can the folks at home come and see this for themselves?
We're performing all over the nation.
And people can see it for absolutely free, all courtesy of Advance. Isn't that incredible, Jeremy?
Yes. It's unbelievable, Megan.
Well, thank you all so much for coming. Next time we see you, no doubt you'll have taken our jobs.
Yeah.
That's all we have time for tonight. Join us tomorrow when I'll be interviewing the world's most attractive horse. I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
And I'm Megan Wolfe. And from all of us here, have a peaceful night.
That's the ads. Let's get reset for tomorrow, please.
Reclame.
We must stop bumping into each other like this, eh?
Oh.
Oh, wat is gebeurd? Nee. Oh, oké, nou. Dat was dat. Nog niet break-even, oké. Oh. We hebben iets van Channel 1 een hartje kunnen krijgen. Wat een game, joh.